We are live from Last Out Media Studios in Feasterville/Trevose. Welcome to Combat Misfits. I am your number one. Well, I am your. We are all hosts here, but I am your host, David Mileto. I would like to welcome you to my other beautiful hosts, Chris Scenic.
What's going on, guys?
How are you doing today?
Awesome.
And with us today, Bob Hardnett, baby.
What's going on?
How are you, man?
I am really. I just want to start off the show. It doesn't surprise me that you forgot your name because you don't even know who George Jetson is or Fred Flintstone.
We will fight today, Bob. We will. We will find a venue. It will go down.
All right. That's what I like. Some misfit action here.
So I'd like to start the show today. I know everybody's tuning in, anticipating our guests, Johan Sr. and Johan Jr. from Johan Promotions. We'd like to give a shout out to them. They weren't able to make it today, but they will be back, baby, next Wednesday, 6 p.m. They had some personal things going on, and we wish them the best. We wish them the best of health and everything, and they're strong men, and they will be up and running next Wednesday, baby. I believe it.
Yeah, man, they'll be here next Wednesday, man. They're good guys. We just can't wait to see them and meet them and everything next week. So next Wednesday at 6 p.m., they'll be here, and we'll be here.
So we're live on YouTube under the hashtag Combat Misfits for everybody that is a YouTuber. Tune in, subscribe, like the page, support us. We love it. We love it. Comment in when you're watching, please. We love the comments.
Yeah, man.
All the fans out there, I appreciate you tuning in right now.
And we appreciate you all showing us love, man, out there, man. You guys are
Turning up.
You guys really are, man. We appreciate all of it, man. You guys are just the best, man. We appreciate it.
So we keep rolling with the punches here, you know?
Yeah.
We will talk about
Everything
here, and even though we don't have no guests, the show goes on, baby. The show goes on. So I'd also like to introduce my producer today, Vinny Quinn. What's going on, man? How are you today?
Yo, fellas, how we doing?
What's going on, man?
We're riled up today, man.
Oh, I'm always riled up. You know, I got to dial it down for our guests. I know that. But today is there's no less energy here today, you know? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We're ready to talk about combat sports. We've got two events this weekend. We got Bellator on Friday, and we got UFC on Saturday. Bellator's got Diego Lima versus Michael Venom Page.
Dude.
It is a
Dude, that was a good fight, the first one, man. I think Venom Page, man, he just needs to relax with the taunting. Like, I understand that's, like, part of his moveset and, like, what he does. But, man, that backfired last time, man. He was snoozing. Someone get that man a pillow. He took a nap.
And he was snoozing, and we'll see what happens. I mean, Michael Venom Page is no joke, you know. But we'll get to that, and we'll also get to the UFC card. But there is breaking news today in the world of boxing, and I would love to bring it to everybody's attention. The legend himself, Manny Pacquiao, has retired.
It's a sad day when you know where people that you saw fight when you grow up is now done. Like, that's a sad day. To me, I think it's a sad day. I love Pacquiao. And to see him hanging the gloves up, all respect to him, man. Like, you took a long career. You had a long career, a very successful career, and to hang it up, man, it's a sad day for me.
Bob, what are your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao, man?
Yeah, I agree with Chris, man. When you do grow up and you know that Pacquiao's a household name, and then it's like anything else when your favorite player retires from any other sport or something. I just think Manny Pacquiao he's an icon in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came onto the scene, bursted onto the scene. He beat a lot of
Tough fighters.
Yeah, tough fighters. He got beat up himself. Like, nothing but respect for the man. I mean, he's got a great political career. I don't really think there's anything more he has to prove. I think it was a wise decision, but it's unfortunate to see someone like Pacquiao go, especially since boxing's like kind of suffering and has been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame he never got to fight Errol Spence Jr., man. It's a shame that fight never came to
When he fought
fruition.
Mayweather, though, that's like top tier.
Yeah,
He fought him twice.
He
Not
was-
once, twice.
he was still going with even though he's up in age, and he's not that old, guys. He's not that old, you know. But you know, he does a lot of things for his country. You know, the beautiful Philippines.
Yeah, go ahead, continue.
So yeah, he does a lot for his country. He's in politics. He's doing great things for the Philippines. I mean, does he really need to prove himself, guys, anymore? I mean, what is
he doesn't. No, like, and that's like the first time I'm gonna say that to somebody. Like, oh, does he have anything to prove? No, he doesn't. Like Pacquiao did. He marked every box in the book, man. He checkmarked all of them. Like he has nothing else to prove. He got the title. He has multiple titles. He fought Mayweather. He did so much for the sport of boxing, man. Like, what else do you need from him? What else do you need? I think he's all right to hang it up. Hat off to him, man. I think he's got it.
I mean, Dave. I mean, in your mind, like, do you think he has anything else? Anything else? I mean, would you like to see that fight right now when you know Pacquiao's kind of
like just done?
he's older, he's done.
First, before I get into this, anybody that's watching has any comments on Manny Pacquiao, please,
Yeah.
bring him to our attention. But my opinion of Manny Pacquiao, he still has that speed. You know, he's still one of, in my opinion, is one of the most interesting boxers to watch.
So then he's retiring while he still has some left.
He has nothing. He has nothing left to prove.
Right.
He has nothing left to prove anything, anybody.
Right.
You know, he was a champion. You know, I mean, he has nothing left to prove. You know, I mean,
I think he's doing it right. I think he's retiring.
Said he's still got some left. He's not going out in a gurney, you know.
Right.
So I respect that.
I think he's going out the right time.
Absolutely.
that is very important, and that's what I also wanted to touch on, because like a lot of fighters, they don't know when to call it quits.
Right.
You know, and they keep going, and then before they know it, they have brain damage, they have CTE, they have slurred speech. I mean,
Yeah.
the list can go on and on of the type of damage they can get, you know, and especially boxers. You're taking straight punches to the face.
Yeah.
You know, there is no kicks, there is no ground and pound. That shit don't happen. It is strictly punches to the face, and you're wearing 12-ounce gloves. And people think there's a lot of padding in there, but you're still taking straight power. Like there's still a lot of power behind those 12-ounce gloves.
Sure.
And in reality, I mean, he has nothing left to prove anybody.
He doesn't.
You know, he's done it all. And now I think, in my opinion, I think he should take his time. You know, get more deeper into politics. You know, take care of his country and just enjoy retirement. You know, and not focus on having to do a fight camp anymore. Or, you know, who's he going to fight? Is he going to be able to compete with these young guns? Like, he doesn't need to.
No,
There's nothing.
He did the right thing and just hang him up at the perfect time. Like it's just, I think it's just hang him up.
So, let me ask you guys a question, real quick, before we get into the comments that are rolling in. Thank God. Thank you guys for all the comments. But so let me ask you a question. Does he need to fight anymore? Like,
No.
He
He
doesn't need to fight anymore. Like, okay, so we agree with that. We got Zap, get the tape measure out. I'm not sure what that means.
Let's see how tall I am.
Let's get the really important segment. How tall is
He
Kristen?
thinks I'm 5'2". He thinks I'm 5'2" and I'm 5'7". Like, He doesn't want to let it go.
Please take the knife out, Zap. You know what I'm saying? Please take the knife out of Chris. Gus, best fighting podcast out there. Thank you for the support, man. And Zap again.
Gustavo.
Gustavo.
He wants to see. Let's see the real important segment. How tall is Chris? I'm
He's
5'7".
still going.
He doesn't.
Did
he
y'all
thinks I'm
get in an
5'2".
argument today or something?
No, all right, I'll give a little backstory real quick. He thinks I'm 5'2" when I'm 5'7". I'm not a midget. I'm
Why
5'7".
does he think you're 5'2" then?
I don't know. It's a thing. Because I believe Zepp is 6'2", 6'3", I believe. So to him, I am short.
So you're saying he's being a bully by picking?
Yeah,
him?
what a bully.
You know,
Bully.
we're talking about bullies. This is the I don't think combat. That there is no set tape in here, man. I mean, that's he's picking on you, man.
I'm not getting into the 5'2"
Bully.
era, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, because, you know, I will get butchered when I go home.
So what's coming up on the UFC fights? We have that one fight coming up.
Woo! So UFC this weekend, we got Thiago Santos or Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker was a prospect, you know,
And then he got knocked
and
out.
then he got knocked out. and he hasn't looked his best. I mean,
He won his last fight, I believe.
yeah, he won his last fight, but see, the thing is like, is he in the main event position yet? You know, like he just
For
got
fight
in.
night, yeah. I'll say for fight night, yeah, because that's what it is. He's not for a pay-per-view, but he's a fight night kind of guy.
So he's facing Thiago Santos, who's no joke, bro.
Correct.
No joke at all. And look, this card, you know, isn't going to compete with like the pay-per-view did last Saturday.
No shot.
But regardless, it's a great card. I mean, you got Kevin Holland, you got Kyle Dawkins on there, and that baby's from Philly. You know,
Right.
we always represent the Philadelphians here. You know, and we had his brother, you know, fought on the pay-per-view as well.
Yeah,
so
last Saturday.
Yeah, so you know his brother Chris Dawkins. You know, so you know, brother and brother fighting 1 week apart. You know,
So who do you think wins that main event?
That's a good main event right there.
I think Johnny Walker loses. I do. I think Johnny Walker takes a snooze. I think Santos is gonna beat him bad.
See, I think like one of these is like in contention to possibly fight the winner of Jan Blachowicz versus Glover. I mean,
No way.
who
No
else do they really
way.
got, man? You
They
know,
had these clowns who are on this pay-per-view, the main event. I think they have to fight another 1 or 2 more times before they fight Blachowicz.
well, here's the thing, because I mean, you have these two guys, right? And you have Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira fighting next month, October 30th, the
Right.
day before Halloween. And so, who else is out there in the light heavyweight division that's just as stacked as Thiago Santos?
I don't know, but I think it's gonna be maybe. Hold on, Johnny Walker wins. He has to fight again before he fights Blachowicz.
He's too new, yeah. I believe.
If Santos wins, then I believe he could fight Blachowicz next if he wins in a good fashion. I think that matters. Who wins fights Blachowicz.
See, it's a toss up of a fight for me. You know, I am going with Thiago Santos. You know, I believe Thiago Santos he has a little. I mean, they're fairly matched with experience. You know, Johnny Walker's 18-5. Thiago Santos is 21-9. I mean, Thiago Santos has more wins than him. Has more wins with him, but more losses at the same time.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can go by that because Johnny Walker's a really good fighter.
Yeah, but Thiago
Thiago
Santos
Santos is bad.
more active. Thiago
Sure,
Santos
he
has
is.
been more active.
But I mean that doesn't mean better.
That's true.
No,
I mean that's just me. I mean, how many times have you looked at someone's record and then the person with the more active record gets knocked out or gets
I
tapped?
think it's just
we learned that lesson with Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler.
go.
Do we bring this
There you
baby
go.
back?
Yeah.
Do we bring this baby back? Do we talk about this again,
I'm
Bob?
not. Listen, I'm not here to console Chris anymore. I got to move on to the next one.
We're gonna get off that topic because it's gonna send me right down a rabbit hole. I'll be right down a rabbit hole.
There's been a lot of news coming out though about
Right,
it,
right.
and there were a lot of red flags in that fight. A lot of red flags, and now I pay attention to.
I agree. I took Lawler. I was surprised that I think if Diaz would have been knocked out or tapped, he would have been surprised. But to sit there and wave it off.
No, I
Ouch.
think the thing was people say it's ring rust. I think it was the weight. I think it was just the pressure. I think just everything was like so much weight on that man's shoulders. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm done."
I agree with that. I think he's more aware of the CTE, so he's not gonna take that punishment. He is one to be like, you know what, this isn't worth it anymore. You know, I'm gonna get paid whether it's a 15-minute fight, a 25-minute fight. I'm gonna get paid the same. So if I feel like I'm not winning, it's a wrap. I'm out.
So
But-
who do you got in the second fight?
So we got Kevin Holland versus Kyle Dawkins. I'm going with Philly, baby. I never
did too.
root against Philly. I never root against Philly, man. And that's the thing. Like I stick with them, And
I agree. I think the Philly guy's gonna win.
So wait, who did you take for the main event?
Santos.
I'm taking Santos.
You're taking Santos.
I'm taking Santos.
I'm taking Santos too. I believe.
But it'll all change later down the road. Remember that there, Dave, where you say weigh-ins matter for you?
Weigh-ins matter, bro. You never know. You never know. Look, that proves my point, and I'll bring it back now. Okay, so Nick Diaz. Look, it's all there for me. He had a tough weight cut. He didn't look his best, So it's like, and we were in favor. I was in favor. Well, sort of. I mean, I was getting butchered.
I ride and die with the Diaz bros. Ride or die. Doesn't matter if they look sick. I don't care if he's throwing up on the scale. I still ride and die with the Diaz bros. They're the boys.
So, I mean, and also on this card, we have Antonio Shevchenko.
Right.
Valentino Shevchenko's sister, baby.
Yep.
So, and I mentioned something last week because I wasn't familiar. They are in the same weight division. That's scary as crap. That's
Why?
scary. I didn't realize that.
I don't think they'll fight each other.
Oh,
I
don't
don't
think
think they
so.
fight each other.
No
So
shot.
Antonio Shevchenko has a really, really hard fight against her. This chick, Casey O'Neill, is 7-0, has never lost.
She's a beast. She's training with her sister. So
No,
she has-
Antonio's not undefeated. The chick she's facing, Casey O'Neill, is undefeated.
What's her sister's record?
9-3.
9-3.
9-3.
That's not bad either, no?
It's not no 7-0, bro. It's not no 7-0. It's tricky. I mean, there are some decent fights on this card. You got Betche Correa. She's been somewhat.
She hasn't been the same.
She hasn't been the same since she lost to Rousey. I'll tell you
Exactly. Well, got knocked out. That's embarrassing. You get knocked out by
by
Rousey.
Ronda
We have a
Rousey.
problem.
that. She got
There's
beat by
an
Ronda.
issue.
You think she'll ever come back? I think she's done.
Who? Ronda?
Rousey.
No, they
She
just
just had a
announced.
kid.
Yes, they just announced today she had a kid. She had a kid with.
Yeah, but do you think she's coming back though?
No,
like, I knew
no
she was pregnant. I
chance.
knew
I
she
don't
wanted
think
to
she
start
is.
a
No
family.
chance.
She had that WWE life. She made a killing. She don't need it. She
she's
don't
done.
need it. She
She's
made
done.
a ton of money.
And now she's a professional gamer. She gets paid playing video games now.
That is true. Yeah, I did notice that.
So she's done.
So there's decent cards on this. You have Aspen Ladd, who I was talking about, could possibly one day fight Amanda Nunes. She's 9-1.
I want to see that fight. I want to see Aspen Ladd. I heard a lot about
Yeah.
her. I've seen her a little bit.
I think she's
I-
number 3. She's
wanna see
she's
this
up
chick.
there.
She would have to win this to get a title fight.
I
she
think
has
she's
to.
like in the top 5.
Isn't she the one that's supposed to be? She's the one that's like maybe could beat Nunes.
She's a prospect.
Could.
She is a
Could.
It's a small chance.
She probably presents the best chance of anyone else in that division.
I believe, but I mean the chick she's facing, Macy Chison, she's 8-1. So these two
she's
chicks,
bad.
the prospect.
these
both of
two
them.
ladies, have only lost one time in their career. So it's a decent fight card, and it's an early fight card. Ain't no 1:30, No, these things should be over by 10:30. The main card starts at 7 o'clock on ESPN.
So Zap's checking in. He says no shot she beats Nunes.
No shot she beats.
It's
Like, are you
so tough?
Hold on,
It's so tough.
Zap, are you 100% she loses, or are you giving her any type of percentage to win against Nunes? Like, I want to know. I want to know. Like, no shot means like that's it. She's gonna lose, or like no shot meaning, well, there probably is a little bit, but
No,
I'm
I'm
going
pretty
with
sure he means no shot
No
means
shot,
there's no
100
shot that
shot.
person's winning.
yeah,
We get choked by this court.
1,000%, 1 million, whatever.
Yeah.
That is.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of
There
zeros
it
in
is.
there.
There it is.
I'm with Zap on this because I've said it and I've said it all along. There's nobody out there for Amanda. I don't think any of these chicks in the bantamweight division can contend with her. I don't think anybody in the women's featherweight division, I don't think anybody can contend with her. I think the only person who contend with her, and I've said this time and time and again, you're yawning because it's the same shit, but Kayla Harrison. And she's probably going to be in the featherweight. She's probably going to face her at featherweight. She's a big chick. She's 145 pounds in PFL. So, I mean,
I think she might have a good shot because she's really good. I've seen her. She's really good.
She's big.
I think she has a chance to even give her a run. But like we said, I don't think in the UFC we have seen anybody yet to beat Nunes.
No, there's
No one's gonna
nobody to
beat
beat Nunes. No, not at all. And, it's a shame because I wish there was more competition. because these dominant champions like Valentina Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes, like there's nobody out there for them, and we want to keep building this women's fighting. We want people to pay attention to them because, in my opinion, they fight harder than the men. They have more to prove. They have more to, in a way, to lose. Because everybody is like, oh, women shouldn't be fighting. Women shouldn't be fighting. But at the end of the day, they're allowed to do what they want to do, and if they want to put their bodies on the line and throw hands and prove themselves to the world and make and make a lot of money to do it, I'm all for it. I really am. Do you guys agree?
I agree, but the thing is, I think there's like certain fights that are just better than the women. But I agree with you.
Absolutely.
I think the women have so much to prove for whatever reason. They don't have to prove anything anymore. You got your own division. You made it, but they still fight as hard as like you said. They have to prove something. And some of these girl fights, man, they are so much better than some of these guy fights, man. They're just boom, boom, like all at it nonstop. It's
I
so
agree.
much fun.
You see a lot out of the those women's divisions, and sometimes you look at those fights and they're off the hinge, man. They will go at it. They will, you see a lot. I think you see a lot more finishes in the women's division.
You do. I think you see more blood too, like more like
100%.
bloodshed by the girls because they're
100%.
just swinging for the fences, trying so hard, all that. I think these girl fights are some majority of them. I won't say some. I'll say majority of them are better than male fights. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, they're out there to finish. I feel like the women are out there to finish these fights more faster and to basically prove themselves against the men, Yeah. And like people have said in the comments and everything, Amanda Nunes could probably beat most of them men in the UFC. I mean, not,
So, Zepp, are you saying you prefer to watch the women, Paige Van Sant? Are you saying her in general because of her OnlyFans? You want to watch her OnlyFans?
No, she is.
She's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
She is
yes.
gorgeous.
Without me getting in trouble, she is gorgeous.
Respectfully.
So respectfully, and my girl knows this when Paige Van Zandt fights. She knows.
She's getting you all tongue tied just talking about her.
It's
Dave, you all right?
dangerous. I'm sweating. Yeah, she's she's beautiful. I mean, she hasn't had the best of success in bare knuckle boxing.
No, she has not. No,
and she didn't really have that great of success. Well, she did, but she had some success in the UFC. But I mean, I'm always going to tune in when she fights, no matter what organization it is for.
So here's another thing, right? Is getting off the women and stuff. How do you think about Nate Diaz saying he's going to fight December 11th?
Oh my
Who's
God!
his opponent? Who's he fighting?
Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Oh, you're gonna take mine?
I would love it.
It's not the diamond. That's
Dustin
Oh,
Diamond.
you think so? Oh,
You
you
think
think so?
I don't see why not. They haven't fought.
I mean, that's that's a fight that I would like to see, and I think it's overdue. Why not?
Because we've said this on this show before. So, belts don't matter, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I think Dustin has made his money. He's made his money from Conor. He's made his fun. He's made his money. I think it's time for him to shine and fight Charles Oliveira. I think that's destined.
No.
I think that who else? I mean,
Are you saying Nate's gonna fight Charles?
no.
Oh.
I think Dustin is next. He's next in line. He's next in line. Why would you give that up? Why would you give up that opportunity? And I get it. A lot of people that say that the belts don't matter. The belts kind of matter,
How old's Dustin Poirier?
I think he is 30. Don't quote me.
How old is Nick
He's
Diaz?
34, 35.
Yeah, he's in
Nick
his
Diaz
mid
is the same thing. He's like mid
Who?
30s. Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he's in mid-30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zap. I think they're the same. They're
No, he
around
said
the
Nick.
same age.
He said Nick is only
I-
fighting old men now.
Yeah, I
Dustin
said
is
Nate.
still in
Did I
title
say Nick?
contention.
My bad.
I would absolutely want to watch this fight, but I definitely like to see Dustin.
My
get
bad,
the
Zap.
title.
I meant
I
Nate.
agree. I like to see Dustin get the title. I just think hypothetically, if Nate fought Dustin, I think it would be a great fight. But other than that, I think Nate's probably gonna fight someone that we're not even thinking of. Honestly, I don't think so.
See, I think this is bold, very bold. I think Nate Diaz could fight Dustin, hypothetically, like you said.
Yeah.
And if he beats Dustin Poirier, he steals that limelight. he's
Of
right
course.
next for the title.
I think
and that's something he's never accomplished.
Here's where that gets dicey, though. Like, you have Dustin Poirier, who's kind of coming off 2 wins. I mean, one was, okay, Conor McGregor breaks his ankle. But, I mean, I think is Poirier more primed for a title fight or, like, that next step? And if so, is Nate Diaz that next step? Does Nate Diaz rate to be in the middle of a title fight?
Nate would have to slide in, so he would have to create an upset because Dustin's next.
Right. So I think
Dustin's
No,
next.
that's what I'm saying. Why would Poirier take that fight?
Well, even so, like Zepp said, Nate is on a losing streak. He don't deserve nothing right now.
Right.
Even though I love Nate, oh my god,
Yes.
but like he needs to fight somebody in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. I think he's gonna fight someone that we're not even thinking of, and then he's gonna fight someone else, and then go for a title shot. Even though the Diaz bros don't give a shit about no title. That's just a fact.
They don't care. Yeah, the Diaz brothers have never, really cared about the title.
So although I want it to happen, I'm making the prediction it's not going to. Flat out.
You don't think it's gonna happen? Then
No, I
who
don't.
do you think?
I have no idea. Because don't forget, Nate he can fight both lightweight and welter.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It could be someone that we're not even thinking of. Honestly, it could be someone that we're not even like, oh my god, he's fighting that guy. What the hell?
So it's not announced. It is not
No.
announced, people, that he is fighting December 11th.
He announced it himself on Twitter
Yeah,
that he's fighting December 11th.
and then he
He
erased it.
He deleted the 11th. Now it just says December with a fist. He's fighting December. He just don't know who his opponent is.
So that's on Amanda Nunes' pay-per-view. That's on Amanda Nunes' pay-per-view versus Julianne Penne. And I think Brandon Moreno is on that, the flyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's on that pay-per-view as well. And I think he's fighting Davison Figueiredo again. I think they're running that fight back.
You know who else, too, is Zepp just said Cerrone. Could you see him fighting Donald Cerrone again? For their second time or third time?
Who?
I'm not sure.
Nate Diaz fighting Cerrone?
Yeah, Donald.
I think that's possible. Cerrone has been out for a while.
He has.
Yeah. When's the last time did he fight? Was
I
it
don't
Connor?
remember.
I don't know if he fought.
I think that was the last
did
time
he
he fought.
Yeah. Did he fight after Connor? I don't
I don't
know.
believe so.
Because he fought Connor. What was it?
Like 2-3 years ago?
No. Was
Yes.
it that? Really?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
the hell is time gone? It's crazy. I don't know what fight to make for him. He knows. He obviously knows. For him to put an announcement on that,
He knows
like
who
that,
he's fighting.
yeah. And there's certain terms in his contract where he can't announce who it is. It has to be the UFC. You can't overstep UFC's announcements.
Give it maybe, I would say maybe 2 to 3 weeks or sometime next month where they announce Nate Diaz is fighting so-and-so.
So
Do you think
October,
it's anyone in the top 10?
Yes.
Because you have the top 10. It's Poirier, Gaethje,
Maybe Dustin.
Dariush. I would say Michael Chandler.
No, because Chandler's fighting somebody already.
Or
Yeah, Chandler's fighting Justin Gaethje, baby.
Here's one for you, because he's coming off of a few losses himself. Tony Ferguson.
Oh my God! If they make that fight,
Yeah, but Ferguson's not healthy, though.
Ferguson has not looked good. No.
He's not even
That's,
healthy.
that's what I'm saying. They both need something. Why not put them in? I mean, I don't think that would be it's not the best fight, but
Hey,
like
Pat.
I would definitely do
Pat, check into the rewind a little bit. We already went over that. Thank again, Pat, for checking in.
He's butchering him.
it. Show starts at 6.
Tune in.
I love you, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a good fight. I think Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz would be a good fight.
Do you? I don't.
Well,
I don't think.
It'd be a test because he was
A
getting
test of
close.
who?
So when he fought Leon Edwards, when Nate Diaz fought Leon Edwards, a lot of people say like the 5th round he really started to turn it on. He didn't really get the opportunity. I don't really know. He is like a late starter. He doesn't come in and start. Immediately.
I think it was a boring fight. I'll be honest.
What, Leon versus Nate?
I thought it was boring.
Well,
Very boring.
Leon is more technical.
Right, I agree.
You're not going to be able to really get that dogfight out of Leon.
I agree.
You're not.
But the last what was it? The last minute or last 30 seconds when Nate rocked him, he did the same old Nate Diaz, pointing at him, laughing at him. Dude, go for that kill. Dude, you had him. he was going night. If Nate would have pushed Leon Edwards, he would have went to sleep. And then this will be a whole different kind of conversation that we're having right now. Who Nate is fighting, because I'm pretty sure we already know he's fighting so and so next. Right now, we have no idea who Nate is fighting right now.
So I just named lightweight. Like, what about the welterweight? You have Covington, Burns, Leon Edwards again, LeCue, Thompson, Masvidal, Chiesa, Magny. Like, none of those guys, you don't
None
think?
of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's
all lightweight,
weird.
though. He could be welterweight, too.
No, this is welterweight.
Oh, that's
reading.
welterweight?
Yeah,
Okay.
I already read some of the lightweight.
Yeah, I just don't know who he's fighting. It's just such a mix that we have no idea.
What about Makachev?
Islam Makhachev is on a tear.
Makhachev.
I don't think he should.
No.
I don't think he
He's
should.
not going to. Because Makachev's already fighting. So
yeah,
he's not going to fight.
Yeah, he's fighting Rafael dos Santos.
Right.
Oh, that's a bomb fight, man.
No, but Dos Anjos backed out, didn't he? He just got hurt?
No, I didn't hear that.
I think he got hurt. I could be wrong. I think he got hurt.
I do agree with Zap, though.
No.
I feel like it needs to be a fit where Diaz can talk his shit, and the other
he don't
his
talk shit.
opponent is got. Yeah, he does a little bit.
No, what Nate needs is a Conor McGregor who talks shit nonstop to get him fired up, and then all of that. That's what Nate needs. Nate and Nick are both the same people. You need someone to talk shit to them.
The Poirier would be dull then because
be
Poirier
boring.
doesn't talk shit
It
anymore.
would be boring.
Oh my God! Yeah, he did pull out of UFC 267.
Yeah.
Oh, that is terrible. I was looking forward to Rafael dos Santos versus
O'Malley is bantamweight, but that would be a good fight because he even called out a few people, Sean O'Malley, lately that he can move up a few pounds and fight somebody.
So here's the thing with Sean O'Malley, right? So he picked a non-ranked fighter, right?
Yeah.
And Brian Kelleher,
Yeah.
no name, and I'm thinking he did that for a reason. So I think he's on. Don't quote me, but I think he's on either his last or second to last fight on his contract.
Correct.
I think it's his last, honestly.
I believe so. He's a free agent after this fight
So I think he's doing that for a reason.
to finish his contract.
To finish his contract. Because you're not. Why are you going to risk fighting a top ranked or in the top 10, right? And you're not even getting paid, like a top ranked opponent.
Because you don't get that much exposure since the Contender Series. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You don't get that much exposure. So what he's doing now is going on Twitter, talking trash. He's trying to call out fighters, which is good and all. But if he fights anyone in the top 10, he wins. He gains so much significantly track after that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. Yeah, actually, Brian Kelleher is not even ranked, so that's really scary for him to make that fight. For him to even take that fight.
Because if he loses, he loses a lot.
He loses a lot. Yeah.
If he wins, he just keeps gaining little ground here and there. He just can't lose.
So I just sent a picture to Vinny Quinn. I don't know, Vinny Quinn, if you're okay. All right,
He's getting it ready.
All right, that's
what's
good.
good.
Give me a minute here.
Yeah, that's what I want to see if you could put that on the screen. There it is. But I don't know if it's on the podcast yet. Okay.
No, that's what I'm working on.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's Tyrone.
Yeah. Yes. Wait till you guys see this. I'm sure everybody has seen this, but he actually got the freaking tattoo.
Well, now he has to come through with that rematch. He better not. If he backs out of that rematch,
No, he don't deserve a rematch. Stop.
You don't think he deserves a
No.
rematch?
No.
I mean,
It's embarrassing.
Jake Paul supposedly is in talks for, Tommy Fury. From what I'm hearing, he wants
I
Tommy
didn't hear
Fury.
that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I heard that Jake Paul has
He wants
several people that he's talked to.
He wants
personally.
Jorge. He wants Jorge. I don't know if Dana White's on board with that. I don't know if he's going to be able to get on it. We'll see if he's.
the problem is if he beats or survives Masvidal or Jorge Masvidal, that's a big name right there. Like if these guys are gonna fight, Like I almost feel like it's all rigged. Those stupid
It
fights.
is rigged.
It's
I
no
don't know.
point.
I don't. To an extent, it's
kinda
rigged,
like,
and
hey,
to an extent, it's not.
Well, it's kind of
just
like,
so
hey, we'll
much
hang
mixed.
in there the whole time, but none of us will knock each other out type deal.
Could be.
Like I almost feel like it's stupid. Fight. If you're gonna fight.
But he's relevant. We're talking about him, and a lot of people are talking about Jake Paul. As much as I hate the guy, it's hard to not talk about him.
Nah, I
he
hear
knows,
ya.
like you said,
He's a genius,
he's a
man.
freaking PR genius.
PR
He
genius.
knows how to stay in the high, the limelight, as they say.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Because Jake Paul did a message back. He says, "I love you too." He's a clown. He ain't gonna fight him again. He's a clown.
he got it on his.
They're both dumb. Like I just think now it's like a spectacle almost. Like I want Jake Paul to lose so bad. I just don't think there's anyone who's gonna beat him.
Lose. I want someone to knock him the
there
fuck
it is.
out.
There it is, everybody. He put it right on his middle finger and right towards
Yes,
his.
there it is. No, I want someone to knock him out. Like I want to see him
He's not gonna
laying.
fight no one to do that.
Well, Tommy Fury.
I think Tommy Fury has a big chance.
I think Tommy Fury has a big chance, and
But it all depends what kind of bullshit deal they make behind the scenes. Like, if you're gonna fight, like I want to see a real fight.
I think that would be the first genuine fight. I do.
hope so.
I think that would be.
I don't
a
think
real
Fury.
Fight.
I think Fury's going in there to win, dude. I
100%.
hope so.
He
but I
don't
hope,
like the fucking guy.
I don't think Tommy Fury is one to take the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he is one to take
He's
the
trying
money.
to live up with his stepbrother, Tyson.
That's what I'm saying.
He wants to be like Tyson.
I think he's one to be like, no, this is going to be a serious fight. I'm taking this serious. I'm going to do a 3-month training camp, and I'm going to knock you on your butt. You know, I don't think he's one to let money play the role in the fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody wants money at the end of the day, but he's more building himself up and basically making a name for it. He doesn't even need to really make a name for himself because he can feed off of his brother.
Yeah.
He can.
So, what do you think about the brother fight? Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder just bickering back and forth.
I can't wait.
He's
And
a-
I feel like we should go out for that. I don't know what bars are going to be showing that fight. Maybe, hopefully Miller's.
Yeah.
Hopefully Miller's will be showing that fight. I'll be checking and making sure. I really think that is a fight to really pay attention to. Really,
do.
because after Anthony Joshua took that L over the weekend.
To a bum. Well,
a-
I can't say bum.
No, he
but,
was
like,
undefeated. He was
I
undefeated.
understand, but that's a warm-up fight that he was supposed to have and lost again.
Yeah.
That we said this on the last show. You cannot have a warm-up fight and lose your warm-up fight. That's terrible. That is just absolutely terrible. And then Anthony Joshua starts calling out, "Oh, I'll take Wilder or Fury." You cannot. You lost both fights. You cannot lose to warm-up fights. You're not ready.
It's like I don't know where Anthony Joshua goes, and that's terrible for the UK. For the UK boxing environment. They really represent their fighters, and they come out in strides. He had 66,000 fans watching him that night.
It's
lose.
incredible. UK is really, they 100% support every fighter they have, UFC or boxing. Anything that deals with combat, they support their fighters. And Joshua, he falls up short all the time. I just don't get it. You're not training? You're not working on your craft? What are you doing? How do you lose to these warm-up fights? How are you losing? It's just crazy. Like they say in every fight, everybody has a puncher's chance. I get it. But Joshua should not be losing to certain people.
Hey, I don't think so either. I mean, what do you think, Bob?
I agree. I agree with Chris. You can't lose those warm-up fights.
You can't. No, you can't lose the fights that you're favorite to win. I mean, he lost it against Andy Ruiz, and that was terrible for him. It really gave him a setback. But then he was back in the limelight to get the belt again, or he had the belt and he lost the belt.
Yep.
So it's like you've lost both times. Defending the belt. It's terrible for his name and terrible definitely for his record and terrible for the UK audience that really support him. And it's just like you lost your opportunity. I was really looking for it. And see, that's why I think like they should have made that fight a little sooner with Anthony Joshua and either Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. I really think they should have pushed that fight because then it would have really showed, obviously Anthony Joshua probably would have gotten flatlined by either of them,
100%.
In this situation that we're living in now where he lost to two guys, that he was supposed to win.
Well, here's another thing, right, is Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury both had interviews. Deontay Wilder says, "Oh, I'll make this short and simple." Long explanation, right? Says, "Hey, what's your response to that?" Tyson says, "I'm going to break your face, you prick."
It's like I can't wait. I really can't wait for that fight, man. I'm so stoked. That's next weekend.
Yeah.
next freaking Saturday.
Well, here's the thing, right? Honestly, I don't think Deontay Wilder can talk trash at all. Tyson Fury is hilarious when he talks trash.
He's hilarious.
I like Tyson Fury. I think he's hilarious to me. I was like, oh, he's like, I'm going to break your face, you prick. I was like, that's hilarious.
And I respect him a lot. You know, he came over a lot of mental issues, you know, a lot of depression and a lot of issues, you know, with his mental status.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought, like, for a while, he may not fight again. And for him to come back with positivity and you know, beat Deontay Wilder, and now he's you know, he's one up. I mean, Deontay Wilder's going in that fight with something to prove, and Tyson Fury's just going in there to defend his status as already beating him, you know?
Well, this is a rubber match. Like, I think they each have one, don't they?
No.
Oh,
no.
Tyson beat him twice, right?
No. No, the one was a draw. The first fight was a draw.
Right. So
I mean,
guess, yeah.
who, you know, a lot of fans will
opinionated fight right there. If it's a draw, it's opinionated. It's like, oh, he won. No way, he won.
I think it was fairly split, man. I think that fight was fairly split, and then they went into the second fight, and Tyson just lit him up. Deontay didn't even look like the same person that I've been watching him since Bermain Stavern. You know,
that's the funny thing is Tyson's like, well, how tall is he? 6'8" or 6?
He's got to be. He's got to be almost 7. Yeah, he's got to be close.
And he's limber. Like, he's very quick on his feet for boxing too.
Yeah.
Like, he's like jab here, move. He's very agile when he boxes. Dante, he's all power. That's all he has. Deontay Wilder's a power hitter. If he leaves his foot planted and swings, and that's just a monster hit coming every time, that right hand.
Yeah.
That's all he has.
And I've been following Deontay Wilder ever since he won the belt against Bermain Stavern. Yeah.
Right.
So, and it was a phenomenal. You know, he beat Bermain by decision, but he kept on knocking out opponents. You know, and then now, you know, he has a setback against Tyson Fury, and now he's going into this third fight already knowing, you know, possibly in some fans' opinions, you know, maybe Tyson won that first fight, you know, and obviously the second fight knocked him out, and Deontay Wilder didn't look the same boxer at all in the second fight. He didn't look as limber as he usually does.
Right.
He looked like an amateur boxer in that fight, and all respect to Tyson, he really showed that, man. Like, it's phenomenal, and it's super. It's something to look forward to, you know, next Saturday. I'm thrilled about it, you know.
Well, that's the thing is, like, that fight coming up is, if Tyson Fury wins this fight, what happens next for Deontay Wilder? Who does Tyson fight next?
Deontay versus Joshua, baby. They're both on a loss then, you know?
Right.
That's the fight that I was initially thinking, and they kept on, you know, having contract talks where it wasn't working out. The negotiations weren't working out.
I could see that happen. I could see Joshua, if Deontay Wilder loses, obviously, I could see them fighting. But then what happens with Tyson? Who does Tyson Fury fight? I think that's what we don't know, right?
Isn't, like, that's the thing that boxing doesn't have. They don't seem to have, like, opponents that match up.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So it's like running thin. Like, there's no opponent for Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's no, like, I guess you could say,
you know what I mean?
farm
like,
system, like in the farms,
right,
like coming
exactly.
up,
There's
prospects.
nothing coming up, and that's. I mean, he's probably going to end up fighting some nobody, and it's going to draw $1 million, and they're going to get paid.
Or he might fight the winner of Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder.
Fight Deontay Wilder again.
If
For a
Deontay
trilogy?
loses,
Yeah.
I just think that's the fight. I don't know. Like, say Tyson wins, I don't know who he's going to face, you know, because there isn't really.
You think he might fight Ruiz?
That's a possibility.
Joshua,
that's a possibility.
He could fight Ruiz,
But I don't know where Ruiz stands in the heavyweight division.
because he looks fit now.
He
Did you
does.
see
He
him?
lost a lot of weight.
He looks good.
He looks real good. And I don't know. I don't remember what his last fight was. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look it up. But I definitely think it's a possibility. You know, I think Tyson Fury starches him. I think Tyson Fury starches him. I think Tyson Fury is like. I just think I really think he's winning this fight next weekend.
I do too.
I really do. And I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. You know, bomb squad or whatever he says. You know, but I just don't. I don't like the odds for Deontay Wilder to win this. I just don't see it. You know.
I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. I like his mannerisms. I like the way he says things. I just love how Tyson Fury fights. Like he uses the jab. The jab is his main focus. I think Tyson Fury is probably an overall one of the better boxers in today's age.
Yeah.
So Zap says the boxing standings are so weird.
Which is true.
I agree with that. I saw that too, and I was like,
yeah. I mean, because there is so many divisions, there is so many belts, and keeping up with boxing, you know, if you're
tiring.
It can be. It can be. There is a lot of different fighters and a lot of different, you know, or basically belt. Well, there's cruiserweight. There's heavyweight. You know, there's super heavyweight. It's not like the UFC where the UFC is just like, no, you're
like 10 divisions. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like. It's hard, but you know, when you become a big name like Tyson Fury and you become a big name like Deontay Wilder, you really stand out, man. Like you really stand out. And just like Manny Pacquiao, like we were talking earlier, he stands out as a legend, you know. And all the people he's fought, you know. I just think, you know, it's hard to establish yourself more as a boxer, you know,
100%.
because you know you got the different. I think there's like really like 10 belts for each division. It's super
crazy.
great. WBC, WBA, you know, ABC. You know, it's just, you know, if ABC is not real, I'm just sorry. But you know, in reality, there's a lot of different divisions, and I'm super excited next weekend or next Wednesday for Joe Hand.
To be in here, yeah.
Joe Hand, both father and son. I'm thrilled for it because I want to get their perspective on a lot of different things.
Oh, man.
You know, I have a lot of questions. I literally have a whole page, a few pages of questions
for them,
for them both, and just, you know. So Joe Hand, for anybody that's not really familiar with Joe Hand Promotions, like, so they're kind of they blew up by being in charge of distributing all the boxing events and all the UFC events, and you know they distribute it to all the restaurants and make it affordable for them and profitable for them. It's super
interesting,
impressive. Yes,
yeah, it's interesting too.
And that's not even the high. Like, so they also have created gyms for impoverished children to find a way out of being in trouble and doing something positive, you know, for themselves. And I applaud that, man. I'm super excited for them to be on. And you know, we promoted this. You know, we had a very unfortunate setback today, but I feel like there's a lot of great things to happen next week when they're in the studio.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm super excited, you know. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on.
I want to talk to him about when the senior was at the Ali and Frazier fight. I want to ask a million questions about that. How was the arena? What did that feel like being there? How was the aurora around you? Like, how was it? Like, what did you feel when you were there? You know, like, what did you know that was gonna be a legendary fight that you were there? You know what I mean? I think that's so cool to hear from his perspective, being there live, watching it in person. You know how crazy that is? Just to see a legendary fight like that, mind blown.
So going back to the titles, you mentioned that there are a lot of titles in boxing.
There is.
And I want to know in boxing, like, do you guys, because in the UFC, I don't know so much anymore. I mean, the title does mean something, but are these titles as big as they once were?
No shot.
I don't think so. No. I mean,
because I don't think they
in
are.
boxing or UFC
Both.
or both.
So
boxing, yes. UFC, no.
No,
I disagree.
Like I said last week,
neither.
I think these double division champions really, at least in my opinion,
They take over the sport.
They've taken it over because it's like, okay, well now you dominate two divisions. So Amanda Nunes dominates two divisions. There's nobody beating her. So that kind of holds up both divisions. Not all you know, all success. I applaud her for, you know, for being able to do that. But in my opinion, you know, she's so dominant that it becomes like, oh, okay, well, who's she gonna face next? Because she's gonna beat their ass. Like that most of these females don't stand a chance.
Do you agree with that, Chris?
Who like
Kind of.
Because
Like,
it's the same thing in boxing.
no.
I think it's even worse in boxing.
No, I think if you're boxing and you're a champion, that holds value and that holds money. You get paid because you're a champion. If you are in the UFC, point blank period, Nick Diaz got paid more than everyone on the fight. He got $500,000. Everyone else did not get close to that. So that's what I'm saying. Titles in UFC don't mean shit. It just means who you are. Boxing, if you are a champion, you are already getting significantly more than everyone else on your card. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
If you're a champion, you get paid more, point blank.
Okay, but that's money, though. Okay, I get that.
Boxing's
my thing is what you said. But you can have the same thing in boxing where one boxer takes up two different divisions.
Oh, definitely,
I mean,
but then you unify it. You have a chance of, so like you have a chance of becoming like an undisputed champion,
Lightweight champion or some shit.
So you can go down like 3 different weight classes. It's their weight divisions aren't so like 15 pounds difference, like welterweight and middleweight, that's 15 pounds. Most middleweights aren't going to go down to welterweight because that's a significant weight cut, and most middleweights are already cutting 15, 20 pounds to make middleweight. So it's like, well, then you're cutting what, 60 pounds?
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
So is the UFC going to have to make changes to adapt to some of these fighters who are taking up both divisions?
No.
No,
I
don't think so. But like he said, I mean, in boxing, you make more money. You absolutely make more money. And, if you're a champion, you make significant money, I mean, in boxing, you're never going to make Floyd Mayweather money. That's one of a kind money right there.
I think you could. Depends.
Who do you think could match up and stack as much bread as a Floyd Mayweather in
There's
boxing?
nobody right now. There's no prospects. But give you a point in case what Zap just said. Jake Paul titles mean nothing. He proves that titles means nothing, which is true.
But he came in with a name.
Doesn't matter.
Most boxers don't come in with the name.
Doesn't matter.
So Jake Paul already has the advantage. He comes in with the following from YouTube. He comes in with the YouTube money. So he's not even really chasing money.
But to answer your question, Jake Paul is that guy who can probably make as much as Mayweather if he's as good as he thinks he is, and if he's successful, he probably could make as much as Mayweather or possibly more, which sucks to say that.
Well, I think he's a decent. I think he's okay of a boxer. I think he could possibly get better. I want to see this guy. I mean, if he's really in talks to fight
Tommy
Fury, I think this guy's a genius. Hey, start light, knock out Robinson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fight people who aren't, and then you move on to boxers. It's a good idea, but I guarantee you, I want to see his reaction the first time he gets knocked the hell out.
And I don't even think I'm more theoretical with this. I believe Jake Paul is in this to build other people. I don't even think it's necessary. He's in there to build himself. He's making sure that these other boxers on his cards are getting paid just as much.
He's
as him.
just bringing awareness, and which is I applaud him for that. Awesome.
He's making sure that, and I respect that. He may be a little shit sometimes, of a person,
man.
but I respect him that he's out there to make sure that people are getting paid what they're supposed to be. You're putting your money on the line. You're putting your life on the line for this, and I respect him. I definitely don't think he stands a chance, further down the line against most of these heavyweights, or cruiserweights or any. I mean, because at the end of the day, he is pretty much 190 or above, and in boxing, I think 190 and above is pretty much heavyweight.
Yeah.
They don't get as they don't get. I mean, I guess they get kind of big. There are big boxers, but it's difficult to say that belts don't mean nothing, because at the end of the day, belts do mean something, but some of that has diminished because of the way that, people have treated getting the belts, I just think, so like say, for instance, when Henry Cejudo in the UFC was a 2-division champion.
Right.
He saved that division. He saved the flyweight division. They were getting ready to get rid of it after Demetrius Johnson. They were getting ready.
Now they have Figueroa down there.
Yeah, exactly. And they have Figueiredo. Well, now they have Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno. So I mean, I think it was a right move in that department to be a 2-division champion.
Yeah.
And save that division and make sure that they didn't do away with the flyweight division, because Dana White wanted it gone. He didn't see any possible money coming from that.
Well, the fights weren't exciting either.
Demetrius Johnson was a monster. I don't even know what the hell was wrong with Dana. Demetrius Johnson was a monster at flyweight.
Yeah, but he would beat them in such a convincing way, it became interesting to see.
Exactly. Them dominant champions. Like I was saying, those dominant champions, people go, well, why am I tuning in? I know you're going to wreck this dude or chick. I know you're going to.
Well, yeah. Well, now Demetrius went to a different program and got banged out. He's not the same anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the same. I mean, we'll find out. And what's he fight in December, right? I think he fights in December as well. So, I mean, we're pretty much to the end of our show. I want to thank everybody that tuned in, all the comments, Zap, Pat, Dennis. I want to thank everybody for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. We have been blowing up on YouTube, and I just can't fathom, like, how this went from a hobby to actually, being pretty successful in the beginning of this, man.
Yeah,
but I want to stress to you guys, we really do appreciate it, man. And this is only the beginning. We got some things coming, so hopefully you guys will enjoy what we have now and enjoy our future endeavors as well, because you're with us. We're growing, and we want to take you with us.
So we're live on YouTube under Combat Misfits. Please like, subscribe, support, comment. We really appreciate it. We're on Instagram. We're on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
We're on a lot of outlets that I'm just learning about. I really can't thank Last Out Media Studios enough for every different outlet that we are now on that we can promote.
Yep. And also, too, like, Zap, if you ever come and visit, we'll definitely have you on the show, man.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely. We'll definitely have people on the,
Yeah,
Zap,
definitely.
you can see the amount of books that Chris sits on in his chair.
See
above the thing.
I got to make myself look bigger than I am,
So we'll be live Sunday.
Zap, we appreciate you, bro.
We'll be live Sunday, 10 a.m. to discuss UFC, Bellator, and all breaking news from combat sports. And then we'll be live on Wednesday, like I said, with Johan Promotions, Johan Sr. and Johan Jr.
Yep.
We want to give them the best shout-outs in the world. Please go like their page as well, Johan Promotions, and support them as well. They do incredible things. For Devereaux Sports, we got the Sullivan Squad, we got Gobbler Inc., we got Breakfast and Body Slams, we got the Scrapple Boys, we got Matt Klein's show. He doesn't have a name yet, but it's a phenomenal Cowboys show. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I represent and respect everything that he does. And so,
someone stole the name, so.
Yeah, somebody stole that
Somebody stole the name.
We're not going to get into that.
Not promoting that.
But, hey, For Chris, for me, Dave, for Bob, for Vinny Quinn, this has been a fabulous podcast. I appreciate all the support. Good night. We'll see you Sunday. Have a good night, guys.
See you later, guys.
Later.